ABBA is back in full force with Just a Notion, and Voyage is almost upon us. Hey! So, today we'll be talking about ABBA's new single Just a Notion. First of all, please do not expect me to sit here and listen to the song. Go find the song, listen to it, and then come back here. This is not a typical reaction video, not that there's anything wrong with that, but there are many of those out there, and it's just not what I've been doing here ever since. We will be talking about this song and discussing the music, lyrics, vocals, everything. If you don't want to see that, I don't care. If you want to see it, cool. And this brings me to my last video, which had an overwhelming reception, and I know that there are many new subscribers here, so welcome to each and everyone. And also a big shout out to all those who have been with me on this voyage since the beginning or very early on. This is such a wonderful community, it's fun doing these videos, but it's even more fun going through all those fantastic comments. And with that, let's talk about Just a Notion, because I want to start a little different today and go back to some of those comments from the previous video to get us in the mood, because you had some great things to say about this song. Thibaut DK says that it reminds him of Electric Light Orchestra with female vocals as heard on the Xanadu soundtrack with Olivia Newton-John. It's extremely catchy and has a wonderful rich sound, and this song, Just a Notion, will surely have a great flow built up in typical ABBA style. Now with the full song out there, Thibaut DK was really prophetic in a way, because this is so true to this gorgeous new version from start to finish. Jerry Code also had one of his beautiful comments. He wasn't too convinced yet with the snippet, still hoping for him to love the song after all, but he compared the style of it along the lines of I do, I do, I do, and I also read several times that it really harkens back to early ABBA, something out of Waterloo or their self-titled third album, as David Ewin observed. And this is what it really is for me. It's early catchy ABBA with inspirations from 1950s dance band styles and boogie-woogie. We talked about the similarities to Why Did It Have to Be Me from the Arrival album, and this really shines through, especially on the intro, which sounds very similar and also has some Waterloo feel to it. At the same time, the song was written during the Voulez-Vous era, the vocals are all on this new version from 1978, and also the style of the single artwork really harkens back to that era in ABBA's career. So for me, it's kind of a mixture of the Arrival and Voulez-Vous album, and we do have another song on Voulez-Vous harkening back to earlier decades with Angel Eyes to the 60s, and there's also a lot of other songs in a more classic and traditional style like I Have a Dream or Chiquitita, even though they are not as up-tempo of course. And Just a Notion also has quite an awesome Beach Boys style to it, especially with that amazing ending. Now let's talk about the whole structure and production of Just a Notion, because that's what's always been the problem not only for me, but for Björn and Benny as well. It was kind of dragging, unfinished. It never really went anywhere. Even the ending of the full-length version we got from the tribute band Arrival was kind of unsatisfying. On ABBA's new version, none of these problems are here. First of all, what exactly do we have here? Well, as Jörgen Hanse confirmed in an email and was now also verified by Björn in a new interview, they took all original vocal recordings from 1978 and basically recorded a brand new instrumental backing track to it. Per Lindvall on drums, Lasse Wallander on guitar, as well as Jan Bengston and Per Grebacken on saxophone. Benny of course is all over the place with his keyboards. And they remixed the original vocals as well, and all of this together is what makes it finally work. I think it's a fascinating experiment to mix new with old, and not only a beautiful surprise for all loyal fans to have ABBA's classic vocals one more time, but for the younger generation as well, who experience it for the first time really. And they were actually inspired by the Voyage concept project to go back and rework an old song which happened to be Just a Notion. With this, Björn also confirmed that the Voyage concerts will be using old vocals indeed, contrary to what was left a bit ambiguous so far. Thanks to Vasily Commandant for the great information. So the song starts, we are right in with this wonderful first verse and chorus, and then all of a sudden we're in the middle with that familiar part from the ABBA Undeleted medley, which is so cool to finally hear in context on a brand new version. This is also where the energy of the song really builds up, and then we go to this amazing ending where suddenly some totally unknown vocal parts fly in, really unusual and extremely gorgeous, which is exactly why this entire ending completely works. They really nailed it. Right now there is still a debate going on if these final vocals were newly recorded. And before they stick too long with these unique moments towards the end, we return to the familiar bars and then fade out, which leaves us craving for more. And this is also, by the way, the very first fade out in Voyage from the 3 songs we know, perfect to close side A. But the whole song holds together so well because of so many different elements. Benny's tinkling piano throughout and those fantastic saxophone bits really drive it forward and make it all connect together. Then we have Agneta's and Frida's vocals, alternating with vocals from all four of them, and on the harmonies as well, where they sing the ah-ha-ha bits, which also is kind of a variation of the ahas from Voulez-Vous, or indeed even of Angel Eyes, as Blurb Blurb well observed. And they finally also nailed the balance of the vocal harmonies, for example when they sing and say hello and we'll be dancing through the night, knowing everything from there on must be right. It all works so well together, and that really is the greatest achievement. The old version, well, it was cool, but as I said, it felt quite dragging, even though it only went for 1.5 minutes. Now they not only managed to make it work, but that it never feels like 3.5 minutes. The song starts and suddenly it's over, because there's so much going on and it's pure joy. It has such a positive vibe and, as always, is just addictive. And again, let us take a look at the lyrics, and they are almost as self-referential as Don't Shut Me Down. Just a funny feeling deep inside that you're out there waiting. Oh yes we are, and now we'll be dancing through the night, knowing everything from there on must be right. It is our destiny, there's nothing we can do, and tonight is very special, it's the night for me and you. I know those lyrics are from 1978, but it still fits so well. And also, yes, it's completely different in style and sentimental feelings to what we got with I Still Have Faith in You and Don't Shut Me Down. But it has to be. We should never expect ABBA to put out one and the same song or style. It really is like it always was. I said this in one of my comments. Never in my entire life of being a devoted fan was I disappointed in any way with anything that ABBA did. They always truly know what they're doing, and I can't help but love every bit of it. This is not some overestimation, it's what I genuinely feel. Excitement, ecstasy, pure bliss. They especially proved this for me with this new version. It just makes me happy, especially when I realize again and again what we are actually experiencing right now. ABBA's return after 40 years, and for me and many other youngsters, in fact, the very first time of experiencing ABBA as an active force. It's unbelievable, and I enjoy every bit of it all. Let me know what you think of this new, revamped version of Just a Notion. 2 weeks to go to Voyage. Alright, until then, hey do!